It's at least worth investigating. That's all I'm saying.
Is that all you're saying? You said a lot more things before, just right before you
Yeah,
said
but
that thing
you
just now.
gotta summarize it. You can't just say it all over again. I already forgot the last 6 words I just said.
Well, it's probably okay because the light is red.
Oh.
So that means
No.
people can hear you.
Eh. They don't want to hear me though. They just have
No,
to.
that's not what I said.
I know they can hear me.
Yeah.
But are
that's
they
all.
listening?
Hopefully not. Hopefully not.
That's a pick me up I needed tonight. Hopefully nobody is listening to you.
We can all take solace in that.
Oh man.
The possibility that no one can hear us.
We're just yelling into the void alone and
That's
scared.
right.
Oh, Stoop, how are you doing today?
I looked at my wrist and yep, it is another day in paradise.
It happened to be another day.
We're living life and it's every day is a gift from God. Perfect. I'm perfect. How are you?
Everything's perfect. I'm all right. It's been a nice couple of days. It stopped raining for a year straight finally, which is nice, although it's going to be back in 2 days, so I have nothing to get excited about. But
it's gonna rain for a year straight again in 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
Did it stop? It stopped.
It stopped for it rained for a year.
Okay.
It's stopped for so far 2 days now. Tomorrow it's not supposed to rain, and then Thursday it'll rain for another year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Makes a lot of sense.
Sorry for misleading you about rain.
Yeah. Well, I want to know: have you ever seen the rain?
I have, and I gotta say, it's wet.
I've heard that about rain.
Mm-hmm.
That it's wet.
Yeah.
I don't know. We should have a scientist on.
I'm still confused as how to Adele set fire to it.
Yeah, that. Has anyone investigated her?
I mean, that's got to be a MythBusters thing, right? Like, can you set fire to the rain?
Well, it's got to be some kind of a felony, I would think, because that sounds dangerous.
Right.
And does the fire travel up the rain, or like? Yeah, how does that work?
Now, if you're spraying gasoline, is that technically still rain because it's raining gasoline? Yeah, you can light that way.
Make it rain gasoline, but
yeah, so it's still rain.
She doesn't say that in the. Yeah, I don't know. We'd have to ask her.
We really don't know.
Let's have Adele on the show next time.
We'll get her on here.
Yeah. Ask her some questions.
We want to know this rain fire business.
Yeah, Adele, what's up? Are you hiding like cool domestic terrorism tips?
Cool ones.
Yeah, it sounds pretty cool. You could set fire to the rain.
Oh boy. I hope Tony's topic is rain.
Yeah, that'd be good. That's a good time.
just rain.
Yeah, let's talk about the rain.
Speaking of that, Stu, what are we doing here? What's going on?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, theys and thems, this is a show called Talking Out Our Ass. It's hosted by Sam Reeves on the left and me on the right. There's no significance to the placement there. Don't think too deep about it. But what we do here is we've got an interview show where each time we bring on a guest. The twist is we don't know what, like right now, we don't know what this episode is going to be about. We bring the guest on. The guest has prepared a topic that they would like to talk about, and then Sam and I have to, off the top of our heads, with no prior knowledge or expertise in anything at all, formulate an interview. It's stupid. Do something better with your Tuesday night.
Yeah, there's baseball, there's basketball, and
okay, maybe there's not a lot of better things now that I think about it.
I don't know what TV's on Tuesdays. Maybe The Bachelor's on. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Though this is better than all those things. So yeah, I stand corrected.
Oh, okay, cool. We did it. Top programming.
Good job, us. So yeah, we've got a guest.
We do.
We do.
Oh, I did book somebody. Oh, good. Thank God. That was going to be awkward.
Yeah, that would have been tough. Just fill an hour with you and me.
Yeah. I mean, there's something else we can fill between you and me. But anyway, let me introduce our guest here. You may know him as the Sugar Baggy. He is the host of the Hookup on Music pod and the co-host of At the Show podcast on the Sadistic Penguin Studios. It is our friend Tony.
Hello.
Hey, I know that guy.
I've seen you
that
before.
guy.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. How's it going?
It is going great, Tony. How you doing today?
Oh man, they say living the dream. This is it, my friends. This is the dream.
You've gotten there. You've achieved the dream.
Hearing
no
you,
more boxes to check.
when your words at the beginning, they just vibrated through me, and now I'm just feeling it from above, my friend. It's great. It's raining. It's literally raining down.
Yeah, I've been known to cause a vibration or two. Yeah.
Yes, he has.
And this is great because we've had, as Sam said, we've had your co-host from At the Show on this show.
He was our very first guest.
Mm-hmm.
And
The
so
show
now we've
last
gotten
week,
both of you.
the show you did a couple weeks ago with Fred Durst. I mean,
Yeah.
it's tough. It is literally tough for me to have to follow up.
Follow
such a
Fred
legend,
Durst,
but
yeah.
The tough
I
one.
actually listened to that episode while picking up my daughter today. Excellent stuff.
Oh.
Again, gentlemen, I've listened twice.
Hang on. I've got questions.
She wasn't in the car yet. I was going.
Oh,
Going to get her. No, I didn't. No. I'm thinking next year when she turns 4.
okay, perfect.
Then,
a little bit more mature.
And we'll have her on.
Yeah, we can get her on here.
I think she may be booked, but I'll ask.
Yeah, she's booked that far out. Oh wow, popular kid.
Kids,
you got me in a day, and she's booked a year and a half of that.
Well, without further ado, Tony, what's this show going to be about?
Okay, today's show is going to be about, I was thinking about this topic a lot before you even came on, because I run into these. It's going to be about like jerks and jags and dumb. And you keep going on, just different scenarios where you may find yourself out there in the world. You know what I mean? You may be in McDonald's standing there waiting to order, and the guy in front of you is just screaming as loud as he can at the worker in front of you, and you don't know what to do. Do you engage and say, shut the up? Or is this person just dumb? Or should you walk away? Or should you feel anything about it? A lot of different situations arise like that. And just listen, watching Stoop a lot, I seem that he has seemed to have been involved in probably a lot of stupidity with people, so he may be able to throw in with this. So that's kind of where we're going, something along those lines. That makes sense.
So yeah, go first, Sam.
So, Tony,
yeah,
what's your basic definition of a jagoff?
Okay, well, see, this is the one where I got to toe the line. Because, while trying to explain this to my wife, she says I like to poke the bear. And I don't want to poke any bears. That's not what I'm trying to do here. And I know I go back to something called, I look back a long time ago, at different things. So like a long time ago, if you wanted to start a band and I wanted to start a band and Stoop wanted to start a band, we'd all be kind of, I think, supportive of one another. We'd be like, yeah, you want to start a fucking band? And then our friends or someone else, and they would be supportive, Today, it doesn't seem like a lot of like, in this environment that we're currently in, there are people who say things that they don't, what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe understand what they're saying because they're not on this side of doing it. Like some people might say, oh, another stupid 175th podcast being put out. But let's say on that 175th podcast, the person's doing it because their dad died and they're doing it to honor him. So are they doing it to join the Twitter? No, they're doing it because maybe they shared a connection with someone and this is their time that they want to do it. If you listen to it and you don't like it, that would be something different. But to say, oh, here's another one, when the truth is you could be sitting around in your boxer shorts in your apartment, just struggling a guitar for the umpteenth time or whatnot, and not doing really anything. Well, at least some people put themselves out there. So that could be one little definition. Back to the people at fast food restaurants who scream at people. I mean, when they're not, what's the word I'm looking for? See, me having worked in those positions, I am a very empathetic person. So like I try to do unto others what is done to me, but it doesn't seem that way, at least in like the Twitter environment. It's not really it's more of like I hide behind this person. And then when you see me, it's not really, we're not going to talk the same way we did online because things like that. Sorry if I went too much.
No. That's the point here.
Okay.
So to narrow it down, even though I was totally listening.
No, I know it's all over the place.
The topic here is just Jagoffs.
Yeah.
That's
it.
Great. That's great. That's great.
I want to be frankly honest. You inspired this. I try to think of something within the next 24 hours.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, you're a Jagoff. You inspired this Jagoff.
That's a funny way to say that.
That's it. Well, I wasn't thinking you as the Jagoff. I mean, if that's what you're saying. No, I meant I thought of you of like
I thought of your stupid fucking face, and I
see a lot of posts that you post, and it looks like at the end of it you want to say F and Jagoff, but you don't. you hold it in, and maybe that's just me reading your tweets wrong. But that's what I want to put at the end of my tweets. I want to say that to quite a lot of people. I'm just afraid then that I'm going to always get what I would be called a kickback on those. I love talking movies and music. So like wanting to get into an argument with somebody and then wanting it to spill over into this fun thing that you do is not something that I like to do. And that's why generally I'm glad you invited me on the show, because it gives me just a little bit.
Yeah. You don't have to work. Like, this isn't your show. So you're not worried about your reputation.
Well, now if they know the secret's out that I hate them because they're Jags, well, then that's just the way it is. But
Fuck them.
That's
Fuck
it.
them.
When you were on the show, if I was just like fucking Jags, they'd be like, this is a music show. This doesn't really like, why is it just one person already reached out to me because at the beginning of like episode 33, I was like, if you don't like what we're doing out there, any of us, you can just get lost. And the person's like in the comments at the bottom of the YouTube, I don't think it's a smart idea telling your guests to get lost. And I was like, I didn't tell them to get lost. I was like, if you don't like us, you don't have to listen. But
yeah, well, that one
people take offense.
Yeah, I mean that one always cracks me up because like, yeah, just don't consume it then.
Yeah.
But like,
at the end, it said they were like, "Good luck," and I was like, "Okay, thank you so much for your thank you,
goodbye."
Thank you. But like that kind of stuff too. People who will say something like you just said. You didn't have to say anything. You could have just not said anything. And
I think that's a larger point that we've sort of gotten to from all different angles on this show is the concept of you don't have to say anything. No. You could just shut the fuck up.
Well, yeah.
But
then why is it getting worse? Like, why is
because this is the age in which we live. You've got social media where everyone feels entitled to have their thoughts published and seen by the world, and it gives you a sense of what I think is important, and I need to comment on every single thing. You need to know when I'm taking a shit, etc. So that's kind of the nature of the beast now. Is it good? Josh Nelson doesn't think so, and I'd have to agree. I think, but it's where we are now. Yeah, it's always funny. Oh, there's another podcast. Yeah, man, don't listen to it if you don't want to. It's like whoever made the podcast or the show or the thing probably did it because it's fun for them. And
there's a couple people on there who say that, and I've met them. That's the greatest part about a lot of this. Like, I've seen them, and I went up to them, and I was like, "Hey, man, hi," and they were like, "Hello." What? That's what's hilarious. It's like,
yeah.
In my head, what I'm reading is like this: "Hey, man, you jerks making podcasts. But then when I see them, it's like, hey man, you guys doing another podcast? It's like, well, kind of that's just not really what I'm kind of seeing. But whatever, man.
Yeah,
people want to be.
Look, man,
that's what it is.
Be consistent. Say that shit with your chest. If you feel some type of way, be consistent. Don't come up to me and smile to my face and shake my hand and, hey, yeah, this is, we're buddies, right? And then talk hella shit elsewhere.
I don't know if it's funny, but it's like that's the problem. Uninspiring. Where that's you want to be inspiring. I mean, I always said, when you do anything like this, or I'm sure you with your bands, weren't you doing it sometimes just to be with your friends and jam and play music? Like
most of the time, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like you were there like with an agenda in the corner,
right.
Like, don't talk to me, I'm here to learn no, you're there to have fun. Like that's
right.
Why I'm here tonight. That's why when that's not like no, but that's
right.
You go through a whole lot of stuff, and Jags are all over. They're prevalent, as you said.
Almost ubiquitous, one might say. So outside of let's get out of our fucking micro bubble here.
Please.
What comes to mind, like, because I've got a whole world of Jagoffs in mind, but what comes to mind for you as like in your day-to-day life? What's stuck out to you that way?
Okay, driving. Let's start there. But
that's exactly what that was the thing I was thinking.
Everyone on the road.
If we played a game, read my mind of what I'm going to say next, I might get it more than not, But that's it. Like a stop sign, just the fucking concept of a stop sign. And when you get to the four-way stop, the fucking concept is like we're on fucking Mars, man. Like we are like. No, it's almost like who has the most money. Sometimes that's who gets to go at the stop signs. Oh my lord, no! It's just hilarious.
Do you know what the rule is at a four-way stop?
Everyone to the right goes at the same time.
Survival of the fittest, bitch. That's what the rule is. Yeah.
If you're to my right, you just go, and then if you're to their right, you go
right away. That's what it's saying.
That's right away.
Right away.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I definitely. I mean, I said on Askcast a couple weeks ago, I dealt with certifiable Jagoff. That I was going southbound on the Kennedy, where you get downtown and you have the entrances on the left.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't even in the furthest left lane. I was a lane over from the merge lane. So I was not in the merge lane. And yet this person was trying to get from entrance to exit immediately and fucking hit me. Just straight up, just clipped the back of my car. Like, what are we doing, man?
Oh,
I mean, she's warning you.
Well, and that's, Uber drivers is a whole other sect of Jagoffs here where
That's
just the fucking rules just don't apply to them.
Nope.
I'm just going to stop in the middle of the goddamn street because the app, the thing, and they're always looking at the fucking phone and not at the fucking road. Just, oh yeah, no, they're the worst. They are the worst.
It's sometimes it's entitlement. I mean, when you go to what Caitlin said here, someone who shits in another person's happiness. A coworker made this joke the other day. He goes, you ever see, and this happens a lot, like someone will tell a joke and then someone's laughing and they look happy and then the other person's like, you got a real ugly laugh. So like someone in their most happiest moment, you're willing to just fucking make fun of something as stupid or, as a laugh, like it, and then, kind of ruin the moment. Don't ever want to crap on somebody's happiness. That is definitely, that's what I mean. But that's happening a lot too. Happens
unless you're Sam, and then that's your favorite thing to do, and it's what people love you for is crapping on other people's happiness.
Yeah, but like the difference is, which you'll get to another point, is like the tones of your guys' voice are not like, oh my god, like it's a good time. You know what I mean? Like the tone of a Jag is a lot different than, you know, the tones of our voices, I believe, on the show. I mean, maybe at times we could be Jag-ish. That comes to another question is like, can you admit, has there ever been a time where you've been a Jag in a situation?
Not once ever in my life. No, absolutely not. I've
That's a good answer. I like
never once have I ever been in the wrong in any scenario. And I think Sam feels the same way.
I'm the complete opposite. I'm wrong in every scenario. I just find myself fucking everything up.
Right.
And yelling at other people because I fucked up.
Balance.
Exactly. I mean, there's just so many different scenarios where you can just like bring these people, you know, it's not to always bring it back to this, but like to the ballpark, you know, it's the guy yelling at people and trying to fight everyone in the stands. Like, sit down.
Fucking sit down, man. Like, why are you here?
There's something going on in case you didn't notice.
You know, actually, I did have a female Jagoff at opening day, like a row in front of us that just like these girls just were absolutely hammered and just wouldn't fucking sit down and just were like screaming at, you know, it's one thing if you're like following the game, right? But just every single, you know, got to a one inning, just every single pitch got, you know, one swing and miss from a batter. What the fuck? What the fuck are you doing? It's just like, Jesus Christ, lady. Like, if I were a, you know, a man with a family at this game, I'm like, God, like, hey, come on.
Were you sitting behind my mom?
Yeah.
The 90s TV show Jack.
Honestly, the greatest part that Baloney bringing that up is honestly in my head, a couple things started the Jag in my head. Number one was that right there. I remember that show Jag when it was on. I was like 10, 11, 12.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, I mean, this was the key phrase that my dad would scream at someone out the window when we were driving, or fucking Jag off.
Yeah.
And honestly, in my head, I've always just thought it sounded so kind of awesome, just like you Jag.
I think
you can leave the off part of it, just call him a Jag, and it kind of works. It's got a ring.
Yeah, it does. Well, someone out there can correct me if I'm wrong. I think that it's like a Chicago or if it's either like a Midwest thing or a specific Chicago thing, that is the go-to insult in traffic that we have. Fucking Jag off. Like, it's like, I really, other than this episode of this show, I don't use that word in any other context. It's just when I'm driving.
It's for mad dads in traffic.
Yeah. Which is why that was the first place my mind went. It's like, yeah, that's what we say in traffic here.
Jag bags good too, Baloney. Yeah. Jag.
And you know what else? You know what? As long as we're talking about driving too, people don't understand the concept of the fucking zipper merge. Okay, when you've got two lanes going down to one, or when you've got one lane being erased, whether it's construction or whatever, you're not doing anyone any favors by merging early, and you're also a mega asshole if you zoom all the way up to the last possible moment that you can merge. Both and if you're, it just takes a little, like, this much fucking cooperation. Okay, it should just be one car and then one car and then one car. It should look like a zipper, and then it wouldn't take so fucking long.
You go, I go. You go, I go.
The reason it takes so long is because you've got people merging too early, people merging too late, and then people who are already in the correct lane who are like just being dicks on purpose, not letting people in.
Well, it's kind of like if you ever go to the dual McDonald's drive-through and it's supposed to go, you go,
right.
And I'm waiting for, that's the problem right there. I'm waiting for someone to make a move these days. And I'm like, for what? You know, I mean, I got a daughter here. I'm like, make your move. My wife's like, you got a daughter in the car. You should probably not get this angry over somebody who doesn't really matter. And I'm like, to me, they're like not following like the law of the land. So it's like, you know,
yeah, well, and then there's a whole,
it's just time is built up. This is built up.
Well, and then there's a whole meta analysis to be done here about American car centric city planning that separates us from our fellow man, and it creates agitation. It makes us all more aggressive and violent and angry. And all of that could be solved if we just like prioritized other means of transit. I assume at this point in the replay of the show, the Soviet national anthem is playing. Anyway, so what about, I'm thinking like, because have you worked service jobs or retail jobs?
Yeah, I mean, my very first job at 15 was at Popeyes. So, I mean, I've worked at Popeyes. I've worked at Fazoli's. I've served at Red Lobster, Applebee's, Chili's, and Fridays. I mean, all of this, you know, you've come across. Like, this one guy, I'll never forget. He goes, "Excuse me, sir, can you come over here?" And I go, yeah, sure." He goes, "To see my my burger here, it's mooing." No, he goes, "My bacon here, it's mooing." And I go, "Your bacon is mooing, sir?" And I go, "That's funny because bacon doesn't moo, it oinks." And I took it from him, but like he didn't even know. He was trying to be funny, and he didn't know where the
bacon is mooing.
You never had beef bacon?
Well, it was Fridays. I don't think they went that far, you know. And this is when Guy Fieri was there, but no. But this is
bacon. My bacon is
moving.
So we got a deeper problem.
I mean, for a couple of years, which could have been a topic on its own, I managed a pawn shop. So the amount of people that would come in there, like, I would like, "Can I get $700 on this signed Paul Konerko underwear?" He wore it. I swear he wore it. I'm gonna need some letter of authenticity. No. He really wore this. And then next thing you know, they're pointing their finger saying "F you," and they got a shirt on that says "I love Jesus." So I go, "That's really nice of you to speak that way in front of our Lord, our Savior." And, you know, then they get more mad, they get more angry. But, you know, you will, in the customer service, I mean, that's just it. Are you right? But that's the question. Like, sometimes I think about, like, is this person just having the worst day in the world? Like, and then this happens, or are they naturally a jag?
Right.
You know,
right. What comes first? Like what comes first, the Jagoff or the egg? Wait, that doesn't make any sense.
It's like when you see someone running down the street, are they jogging? Are they being chased? You don't really know at first until you put the whole picture together. That's kind of like what this is a little bit.
I've never actually asked myself that question. That's we may be in different neighborhoods, but
no, that was a joke. That's like, if you ever you don't really ever do that. Nobody does that. That's a dark.
Are they being chased?
There's like leisurely, like he's like,
yeah. I mean, well, you know what? You know how you know. You know how you know.
Let's see, how many people do you see running? You think you know a whole lifetime?
Well, here's
Not
how you
many.
can tell. Here's how you can tell whether they're.
I mean, just running, like jogging or whatever.
You can tell whether they're jogging for exercise or being chased. Do they stop at the corner when they're trying to cross the street and they're still jogging in place? You know, if they're still jogging in place at the corner, they're running for exercise.
But that's what, again, drivers, what about right down the street currently right now? It's a beautiful day out. There is a lot of people who are taking up close to middle of the road in running lanes with flashlights, running. And the cars have to kind of work their way around the people running. Who would be the jag in that situation? Is it the people who are in a line in the street? Or should they be on the sidewalk? Or is it the car? They should wait for runners because this is just life and runners get to run and we have to wait.
Yeah, I mean, I
hit them all.
Yeah, I assume Sam and I have different answers to this.
If they want to run, they can outrun the car.
I like it.
You know, because I mean, I think the folks who like get pissed at bicyclists for hogging the road or whatever are jagoffs, because like we're again, this comes back to me and my bugaboo with the urban planning in America, city planning in general in America, that we're so car centric that we forget that there was a time in our society when everyone shared the road. The road is how you get from place to place, regardless of your means of transportation, whether you're walking or biking or whatever. Fucking now we got these scooters and one wheels and all kinds of shit, which look insane. But
unicycles have been around for a while.
Yeah, I think if like I am a firm believer, like if I'm walking through a parking lot, I don't wait for people to stop. Like I'm the pedestrian. I get the right of way. Hit me if you want, but
I need money. Please hit me.
So are you saying like today? Okay, I was driving in the Jewel parking lot, and I'm just driving, looking forward, and this guy is just looking at his phone. He doesn't stop. He just walks right in front of the car. So you don't think you should stop and look both ways? The thing we were taught from.
I think he should stop and look both ways for his safety, but I don't think he did anything wrong. It would bother me if I were in the car and in a hurry, if someone were just ambling slowly in front of, like, I've yelled at people from my car, take your time, but I was in the wrong in that situation. Like pedestrians 100% of the time have the right of way anywhere, any place.
What if I hate them?
I know you're absolutely right, but but there is also something called, maybe just a little bit common, like you're not walking. You're not walking in the middle of the car lane at Trader Joe's.
Right.
You've been taught to walk to the side.
Right. Move to one side or the other. But again, that's that's just us growing up in this fucking car culture where we have to obey the almighty car, no matter what.
My car's bigger than you. I'm gonna win.
Right.
Also, if there's no bike lane, you don't ride your bike there. Get out. Wait, go find a bike lane or a bike path to ride your bike. Get off my street. Get off.
Or else.
No, go away. Get out.
Yeah.
Die.
See, but like I like to go walking on the bike path, and the bikers get mad at me for walking.
Oh, they're the worst at that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
See, now it's on the other foot.
Yeah, that is funny.
Like if there was literally a sidewalk that led from my house to your guys' house, I'd walk there. Like I love walking.
Yeah, walking's cool. I like walking.
I would go back to the horse and carriage, but that's just me. That's not for your reasons. I think.
Yeah, but then what do you do with all the poop? Is the problem?
That is a problem. That's a huge.
Yeah.
Stoop, you know that you're to walk, you have to be standing.
What?
You don't like walking.
Oh, walking's better than standing.
Because you have to be upright.
Yeah, but walking's better than standing. It's not, I don't love it, but it's preferable to standing still. Like of the two, walking is definitely preferable. The thing that kills my back the fastest is just standing. Walking is a little bit easier.
Oh, quite a lot of these comments, when you get in a real job, they're, but a lot of this was
strangers are saying this to you.
Mm-hmm. When I'm in college still, and there's just a mindset now. There's definitely a huge mindset out there where people come in and it's almost like serve. Like it was bad. I haven't served in 14, 15 years, but it was bad back then. Like a real get over here and serve me. Like you're here to serve me. And I'm like, dude, you're at Chili's, man. And if you see I got 6 tables, you're gonna get served when I can serve you. It's not like serve me. But this is a non-Jagoff situation. I'm serving at Chili's at Ball State in Muncie, Indiana, and I go through the whole meal, and then at the very end, the one of the servers tells me that I actually served Jim Davis, the creator of Garfield. And he wasn't a Jag, but he left a little Garfield imprint on a napkin that he drew, and I took that and kept it. But it's really cool to do that and then not know the whole time that's who you were serving. I think those are the best kind of experiences, as opposed to being. But I'm also somebody that, like, if I met one of the White Sox, I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, it's right. I'd be like, what song did you listen to recently? What movie did you like? I talk to them the way I talk to you, but like sometimes people, that's another whole culture of jaggery is praising, I think, in its own way. It's a whole different
you like celebrity worship, you mean?
Well, yeah.
I agree.
I mean, you go down the list, bosses, ex-bosses that I've had, I've delivered pizzas at a place where a guy sat me down for 17 minutes and gave me the life speech. Like, no, I mean, like, seriously, he goes, well, let me back up just really quick.
I need this story.
Back up real quick. This guy is an owner of a local Italian pizza place, and what he is he is like the husband of the wife who actually owns the business. It's one of those situations where it's not his family, it was his wife's family. So then he comes in, which to me, I'm sorry, at my current gig, I pray that I was at like my wife's family had like a pizzeria and they turn a Tony. You guys, we're filming this episode tonight and eating pizza, we're having a good time, but no, this guy's abusive. He's a jerk. So I could see this from afar. One night my car breaks down and he tells me that I need to ask one of the cooks in the back. I have to take one of their cars. And I'm like, but my car broke down, dude. Now, honestly, back then I could have just walked out the door. You're looking at a real big sucker back then, like, oh, I got to do my job. I'm here. So I asked this girl to use her car, and man, I got in this beater, and I'll never forget. On the way back from the first delivery, the thing was accelerating and I didn't even have my foot on the pedal. And it was like, I get back to the place and I'm like, I can't do this. My car's broke down. We get to the booth part where he's like, you're going to quit this job? I'm like 17. And he's like, this is it, man. This is the kind of start you need to take the big steps in life. I'll never forget my buddies out in the car.
He's just blurry he's just blurry in real life, folks. That's just what he looks like.
He got Sue into the story. It broke.
Yeah, the pizza place came for revenge.
They got him. Oh no.
They got him after all these years. They got him.
They were waiting for this moment.
That's right. They were waiting for him to slip.
Oh no.
They got him.
Oh boy. No.
Yeah, he's real stuck there.
He's stuck.
All right.
Oh man.
Time to vamp. Boop, 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 boop.
We just have filler music.
Yeah.
What a jagoff. Just leaving my show. What a jagoff you are.
Oh, it's good.
Oh man.
So
big pizza got him.
How about that weather?
How about that weather? It's it's a good day today. Perfect outside. I only cried once.
It actually was very nice. I went to the driving range after work today and still can't hit this driver, man. I'm getting concerned.
I just have general concern. Not about the driver. I'm just concerned now.
Well, yeah, just in general, yeah.
Oh man.
I had a Jagoff experience. I don't remember if it was last year or the year before at the driving range when like folks are waiting, it's all the bays are full. Mm-hmm. But over here, like half of the first floor bays, they put like temporary walls up so that it can kind of be a little bit climate controlled during the colder times. So like the first like dozen bays are in this like enclosed space, so you can't from the outside see how many of the bays are occupied, or like if you can get right in there or whatever. And there's also an upstairs, and there were like maybe two guys just sort of like standing around the entrance. I don't know what their deal is or whatever. So I just walked past them. They said nothing. And then I found an open bay in there. So I like put my shit down and like started warming up. And then a guy who had been standing outside like came in and saw me and was like, hey, I was waiting. Like they like was getting like upset with me. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see it. And like, if we had continued the conversation, I would have been like, well, do you want, like, I didn't mean to budge in line. Do you want to take, but he was just like being a jagoff. So I was like, yeah, man, sorry. I didn't fucking, you could have said anything when I walked right past you with my golf clubs. What did you think I was doing?
Right.
Yeah,
that man seems to be in a hurry to get somewhere. I wonder what he's going to go do.
Yeah. That man.
Oh, hey,
he's back. He might be back. He might be a little bit back. Oh, yeah, he's back, but he's muted.
Hold on. Muted. Hold
There
on.
we go. There we go. Oh, no.
Well, we're gonna get there.
Hold on. I gotta fix my microphone here.
Attaboy.
Oh my jeez. Hold on a second. I'm gonna be.
Big pizza. Big pizza
Uh-oh.
got him.
Uh-oh.
We can't hear you.
You
There
got
he is.
me. You know,
Yeah, we got you now.
man. No, that was a Jag behavior there. Like to be able to actually give you an example of Jag behavior while talking about Jag behavior, like just fucking here in the middle of a fucking
Textbook.
sentence.
Take notes, folks. This is the way it's done.
You ever been at a party and you're talking to somebody and then they just fucking disappear, or at a ball game anywhere and you're in the middle of a conversation and then they just kind of disappear?
Oh
That's-
yeah, actually,
I do that to everyone constantly.
my favorite thing nowadays is when you're talking, like you're engaged in conversation face to face with someone. It's just the two of you, and then they start engaging with their phone while you're talking to them, and you finish your statement, and you can tell they didn't fucking hear any of the last 20 words you just said because they're doing whatever the fuck they're doing on the phone. That shit is so goddamn rude.
that's a very fair Jagoff point. It's definitely a Jagoff.
And that happens to me all of the time now.
What'd you say?
Yeah, good. Good job.
See, I really wish like when that went out right there, like there was like a camera in here recording me and me cussing and screaming and doing this. You're like, man, that guy is Jagoff, man.
Just a rage room.
I'm like, why now? This can't be happening to me.
Yeah, he comes back online and there's like holes in the wall behind him and the lights are flashing.
Oh, yeah.
There's wires hanging from the ceiling, like, you know.
It's like, yeah, everything's fine. We're fine. I'm all right. Instead of blowing some steam, I'm feeling good.
That's just it. Like I'm the guy who goes and like, oh, honey, can you, is it okay if you give a bath? Because I'm doing another podcast this week. Thank you. She probably in one way or another be like, that's kind of a Jag move.
Yeah, you're a Jag.
That's the kind of person I am. I could realize when I'm being the Jag in a situation like,
yeah. You're not going to do anything about it.
I'll walk the dog for the third time, please.
Yeah, right. So anyway, we got halfway through this pizza gate.
So he's telling me that it's my life, blah, 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 blah. And then at the very end of this, he looks at me and goes, so you got a decision to make. And I go, okay, what's the decision? He goes, you're going to want to work here still? Or do you want to quit? I go, I'm quitting. Oh, man, I'm walking. I got up and walked out of the table and he slammed his hand like this. I'll never forget. And I'm like, it was like a movie. I just walked out.
Bye.
Well, I mean, like, I didn't know this guy from Adam before hiring here. And he was like, he thought maybe, but honestly, I've been duped before. When I was at Applebee's as a server, the manager was like super, super nice. And she's like, I got this great idea for you. You'd be perfect for it. The money-making opportunity. I'm like, oh, what is it? This is great. I love money-making opportunity. She goes, you could be the Monday through Thursday daytime bartender. 8 a.m. You'll come in at 8, you'll get everything prepped, and then you'll serve the lunch crew, and you'll make a lot of good money. It's going to be huge. And I go, bartending? Me? What? This guy? This is a long time ago. 22-year-old. Me? This guy? Me? Oh, I'll learn drinks. I'll make the big cash. Was there one person per shift?
Right.
It's the one guy going through a divorce.
I went home and I like that was what's great about like I look back to a lot of things my parents like they were right away were like that's a fucking bad move and I'm like no it's not. You don't know what it's like to be a bartender.
You guys don't believe in me or my dreams.
You say like these things out loud and you're like oh, you don't know. You don't really know what it's like. So, like, I remember a specific story here. This is a good one, just real quick here. I'm working this shift, and I work. It was 4th of July, and honestly, I worked a double being a bartender at Applebee's on 4th of July, and I went over to a buddy's house, and honestly, I only had about 3 beers, and I went home and I fell asleep, and I'll never forget this. I wake up at like it was like 7 in the morning, and for some unknown reason, on the landing of our like where we kept our shoes, I was like 22 or 23. I peed all over like my parents' shoes, and this is the only time I've ever done this in my whole life. I don't know what I wasn't even really had. Like I said, I only had 3 beers the night before, and I'll never forget like my dad screaming while I guess I was half asleep, and he goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I was like, I went downstairs, okay, and I fell back asleep. Like I guess they didn't grab me. I would have grabbed me, and I would have said, "What are you?" I went downstairs. And I'll never forget. I woke up, and I was like, "Man, this is a dream that I just can't believe that I had." I mean, I'm peeing on my family's shoes. So then I went up the stairs, and I started smelling that clean, that Listerine, that floor cleaner smell. And then I went upstairs, and my mom was like, "What happened last night?" That's all she said was
Okay,
like,
so wait. So how old are you when this happens?
21, 22, like
Drinking
yeah,
age. And you had 3 beers.
yeah, honestly, this is most ridiculous thing ever.
What's the order of events? You get home,
Work, from Applebee's, drive to a buddy's, have 3 beers, come back home and pass out.
but
I mean, you're talking
no. Come back home,
fall
piss,
asleep,
piss on
fall
the.
asleep,
Oh no,
fall
sleep first.
asleep.
Yeah,
like
slept
this
first.
is like a
Okay,
sleepwalking
so
thing.
that makes more sense to me because that's like a
Like, why
somewhat
am
of
I
a
sleepwalking and peeing
yeah.
in my
It's
house?
that's a sleepwalking
You
thing.
know, I
Like
was a
that can
jag. I
be.
mean, that's a big jag move. I'm a 21-year-old jag right there.
It
I'm
is
peeing on my fucking family's
like
shoes right there.
that one's a
That's
great.
my mama's shoes. I'm peeing. I'm just kidding.
That one's a gray area because the sleepwalking is not something you can
Yeah, but
necessarily control.
still though, peeing on anyone's shoes. Like I was once, on spring break when I was at college, and stupidly I was with a bunch of I'm always the king of the guy who's like, I'm gonna bring people with who aren't friends with the main group of the people there, and then these people that I bring fuck it up like really bad. Like they either, and like I've had people come along and then they ask the people they don't know, like, "Hey man, can I borrow like a 5?" And I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing? You don't know who they are. You can't ask people you don't know for money."
That's
and
a Jagoff move, yeah.
they got like no inhibitions. They don't care. And I'm like, "You're embarrassing me, man." But that's that's
If you're gonna ask, at least ask bigger.
that, $5 or $10, $20.
How much piss are we talking here?
Oh man, now we're talking.
How many shoes did you fill?
This is a good question. I should have thought of that before saying. Honestly, there was at least 6 shoes that had to have been touched
By the piss.
Had to have been.
And now, is this carpet or hardwood floor?
It was like tile.
Like linoleum type thing.
The house was like one of those where you go through the front door and you either have a choice to go up a bunch of stairs,
split level.
Yeah. So
or
like
down.
a linoleum floor, probably.
Yeah. Okay. Well, at least that's easy to clean.
Yeah.
My mom.
Shoes aren't though.
My mom
shoes are not.
My mom was the kindest soul. My cousin, who was he's about 4 years older than me. He was getting married and he had nobody to take us to the strip club. So he decided to ask my mom if she would be the chaperone to take 7 of us to the strip club. And again, I'm going, "Mom, you don't know, Ma. You don't. This is not something." She's like, "But you guys, it'll be safe. You won't be drinking." And I think back to that, and my cousin maybe asking that was kind of a jag.
That is a weird. That's a weird move.
Different than that, But he reached out to my mom, and honestly, at the time, it was a good story that I laughed and told a lot of people about because it was just so stupid. It was just dumb. But that's a jag move,
Do they throw away the piss shoes? Do they try to clean them?
The piss shoes, I believe I kept them. I think I actually enshrined them in actual yellow.
I love that. I love that because I had puke shoes that I enshrined for years. So I like that I'm not alone here.
You guys want to smell something crazy?
I know it smelled crazy in there.
But the thing about it is that I have, and what's hilarious is since that time there, I've been around quite a few people who got up and slept walking. I was like, "What the f are you doing?" Because they did ridiculous stuff, but that's how it happens sometimes. Is most people, they've done something that shouldn't have done.
Oh yeah, no, I mean if people get up, piss in drawers in their apparent sleepwalking and piss go hand in hand. Is what I've learned.
And going back to Tony's point, like saying, "Oh, I would have shaken me." Like, what are you doing? Yeah, and then you turn towards him and you just start peeing on him.
Yeah,
let the man at least finish his pee before you grab him.
Well, you're not. Yeah, and I don't know if this is mythology or pseudoscience or what, but supposedly you're not supposed to wake a sleepwalker.
No, you're
not.
No,
I don't know how actually like scientifically true that is, but that's what everybody says.
They said it in Step Brothers, and that's all I ever needed to hear.
God, that I forgot about the sleepwalking in that. That's so good. Yeah, I've never done that. I always kind of was like, damn, that like I wish I was one of those people that did that. That would be
this is the only time, but like the only time ever that I remember. I mean,
now when I'm pissing on shoes, I gotta pretend I'm sleeping.
Yeah. Just to feel something.
That's but that's people for their opinion. Like some people, people who don't like certain different things that are different than you.
Merging over sort of from Jagoff to hater, perhaps, but I think that if you are a hater, you are also a Jagoff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jagoff is like the funnier way of saying hater, like, or saying jerk or whatever. It's like, yeah, you jag, like a jag. And looking up your point, it originated in Pittsburgh and Chicago. So you were right about the Midwest.
Yeah,
jag. The jag.
That makes sense. That makes sense because I was just talking to somebody recently that like the Pittsburgh fucking Yinzer accent is basically the Chicago accent. Like very famous people who you think are like super Chicago, Mike Ditka, Dave Wanstead, both from Pittsburgh.
Billy Gardell, Pittsburgh.
The accent is like almost indistinguishable. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that does.
We're the pioneers of Jagoff. When's the last time you yelled that at somebody in traffic?
Jagoff? Oh,
yeah.
Ooh.
I was just picking my daughter up.
I don't usually put the off on the end. I usually just go with straight jag. About a year ago.
A year?
But like, actually, no, I'll be honest with you. There was an event. There was a little bit of an occurrence that happened at Trader Joe's about a month ago. It was a nice Saturday, a beautiful Saturday, and there's one over in the Tinley Park, Orland Park area and we are pulling in, and there's somebody like behind. Like, I have a really big problem with the person who's riding your ass, no matter what it is, because either don't ride my ass, because when I'm even in a huge rush, I know how to keep a car lane, and I know my fault, just mentally. But this guy who it looks like he looked all of 65, 66 is behind us, and we're pulling in, and it's packed to the brim. The place is packed to the brim. He lays on the horn on us. It's like, now I get into a somewhere between Bruce Banner and the Hulk. I'm not quite the Hulk yet. I'm getting there. I'm a little upset. And, my wife, she's a little bit the same way, a little bit. And we're like, what the fuck's going on? This guy gets out of the car and he just fits a bill that I've been seeing a lot of an older man who looks a certain way, and he's going to have it his way, like he's Burger King. And he took a spot that and he's walking, and we're still driving, and he's now going to pass my window as we're driving like this. And I say F and jag like that. But I do things, I don't do them like, I don't look at him and point and go F and jag. Like, as he's passing the window, I go F and jag, and I look forward. And as we finally find our spot and park, he's walking back was in there for a second. And he sees me, and it's my wife and it's my daughter, and he sees me and he goes, "Want to say something now?" And I look at him and I go, "You know what? You're ridiculous." And I go, "You're in the middle of a Trader Joe's parking lot, and you're asking me if I want to fight you right now." I go, "I wish their cameras were around because this is hilarious. Keep walking." And then we kept walking and he got in his car. But for me, I get inside the store and I start to think, is this guy going to puncture my tires? He saw where I parked. Is he going to hurt us when we left? Because in my mind, in the old days, you could just say something like that and you can keep walking. These are different time periods.
Sure.
This is not what that is.
Yeah, folks are sensitive.
But that's where I seem to feel that I maybe have taken it just a little too far there, especially with my family present. But I don't like.
No, I don't think you did. I don't think you did a single. I think you handled it very maturely.
Well, I did, and honestly, if it was me and you, it would have went a whole different way. But that's just it. Like, I'm looking for somebody. Like, if we three were walking down the street and somebody said something to you, I engage into this person who you don't talk that way. Honestly, it's kind of like Goodfellas mentality. Like, you're not going to talk to him that way. Like, but some people, this is what we're walking around, because I'm not like that. I don't go places and I try not to have this aura of like, it's me, it's my
confrontation.
time.
Yeah.
You need it. I need it. It's me. I'm a working man. Give it to me now, please. None of that. But I see it every day.
Mhm.
And I see it by people who are actually even younger than me. And it's infuriating.
It is. It is.
No, Tony, in those situations, if this guy was getting aggressive, at least you have like a defense mechanism. You can just get a little tired and pee on his shoes.
Well, that's it.
Well,
I mean, he did make me pissed off. I mean, I could have pissed on.
Yeah. Better to be pissed off than pissed on.
You better not look at me, man. I'm gonna feel real sleepy.
But I find myself going sometimes, and this is the problem too, is like almost like I'm gonna go out of my way to find a jag to tell them that they're a jag. Like, it's not really gonna do me any good. And I find myself in those positions a couple times where I could just stay to myself and say, "Hey, I don't need to do that. I don't need to say that. I don't need to engage." You'll find me, on the paper, he tried to pee on somebody and then he was, you don't want any of that. Definitely
Right.
don't want that.
And that reminds me of something I tweeted like a couple months ago, just, being stupid. Tweeting the lion does not concern himself with the opinions of sheep, as I repeat to myself over and over as I cry in the shower.
That was a great one.
And that's like, it's kind of my mantra. It's just like, not like that way, but just like the people I respect, if they respect what I'm doing, I don't give a shit about anybody else.
Well, yeah,
Like, if I like you and you like me, that's all I give a shit about.
I like you.
Thank you. Barney taught me something.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, like, here's a couple things really quick. Like, I've only eaten chocolate one time in my life. I've never had a strawberry or a cherry. I've actually never drank a cup of coffee. I actually don't have a sweet tooth. That's what makes the sugar baggy so hilarious as my name. So those type of things, even saying those things will elicit responses, because like when I would have a birthday cake as a child, my parents would have a huge chocolate cake and all my friends would eat chocolate cake and I'd just be chilling, playing with the toys and stuff like that. Vanilla ice cream, that's it. I know. That's why I wanted to say that too. I couldn't get out of here without
what. So you specifically said strawberries and cherries
and watermelon, and you can go through pretty much.
You've never eaten any of these fruits?
No.
Why?
It's not that far off. I mean,
why?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, which is really weird, I had something what I would call a gag reflex. It took me a little while to finally just be able to drink a beer without just being like blah, blah, blah. Like, you will never, ever, 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 ever see me. If you ever see me take a shot of alcohol, you have seen the gold of gold, because that's just not me.
Sure.
That's not. But Gag. Even that's why when you said what you brought up earlier, what you were going to start the show with, and that's just not. But back to when I was a kid, for some reason, you know, these are things that just never. So like, I'd go trick or treating, and I would just give my candy bag to my siblings or my dad or mom, and I mean, I'm the only one. People be like, "Your whole family like this? Nobody eats chocolate?" No. I mean, my dad was a diabetic. He'd eat a whole cake by himself. Not just wasn't me. I mean, I didn't have a hamburger until college. Um, I'm all chicken tenders, chicken fingers. I know.
Hold on.
Hell yeah.
Hold
Hell
on.
yeah,
Hold on a
Tony.
second.
Hell yeah, Tony.
I've probably been out to thousands of restaurants. I have only ordered a burger maybe once or twice.
But you okay? I thought we were talking about sweets.
I feel this.
I thought we were talking about
We're
sweets.
just going around a bunch. I'm just trying to scramble your mind here.
I thought we were talking about sweets. Why didn't you have a burger until college?
Because like that's not like the flavor, like chicken.
Oh, you're one of these fucking people
And
that
hot dogs. I like hot dogs. I like
okay.
sausages.
All right.
Like,
Okay.
Validation. Let's
right.
go, Tony.
you know what though? But you know what though? Like now, I look back at that. Like these are two other things. These are the two sweets that I have now that my wife I am addicted to. I've never had a glazed donut until about 4 years ago. Just straight glazed donut. So now I'll go to Krispy Kreme and just get like 12 glazed donuts. I'll eat the whole 12 by myself. Never had a cavity. Number two, vanilla Oreo, golden Oreos. I could eat a whole sleeve of those because it's like vanilla. So anything that's like straight vanilla, I'll eat. Anything else, no. So like if I go to Dairy Queen, they put the little cherry on top, I throw it right out the window, or I'll give it to my wife.
I'm the same way. Get that cherry out of here.
Great, huh?
Stupid. I can see the wheels turning, but there's just like they're stuck, and you're just you don't even know how to process this.
No, I just I was raised not to say anything if you don't have anything nice to say.
The thoughts in which are the things that you do. Like a couple. Do you guys drink coffee?
Yes,
I do. Yeah.
I like to never have a cup of coffee. Like I'm afraid right now at my age to have a cup of coffee. Am I going to explode?
Maybe.
Maybe.
In one way.
What about? I mean, do you consume caffeine in any form? Like
Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Okay, Coca-Cola, sure. Yeah, I mean,
no, I would never eat chocolate chicken, and someone tried
chicken.
You know what? Let's fucking end the show.
He's so upset. Stoop is a food and all sorts of connoisseur.
I accomplished my goal.
You got Stoop to want to end the show.
Anything like any fried vegetable, this, fried that. I mean, I'll eat anybody. I eat anybody in a chicken wing contest, a pizza.
So if anything deep fried, you're gonna eat.
But don't start telling me like a chocolate Oreo, because then I'm not gonna eat.
Oh man, I've had deep fried Oreos and it was fucking great.
I've seen them at the.
Oh man, it was so good, dude. It was so good.
The only thing at the fest sweet that I've had is like a funnel cake or an elephant ear. Like I'll do those because it's just dough and cinnamon or sugar. But
sure,
it's any kind of like that stuff on top.
So where does a chocolate chip cookie fall? Well, you don't like chocolate.
No, never had one.
What about a sugar cookie?
I'll eat a sugar cookie.
Okay.
So it's just more anything besides vanilla, sugar, dough.
Yeah. All right.
This guy's a jagoff.
I know.
Yeah, this guy.
There we go. There we go. That's what I wanted to say.
Perfect. That's perfect.
He wanted to talk about jagoffs, and he became one. It's the word. Either live,
either die a hero, you live long enough to see yourself become the jagoff.
But what's great about all of this is exactly like, who else have you ever met who's ever said this to you?
In some of those ways myself.
Yeah, no one that I'd care to remember.
That's it. That's what's cool, is that we find a little bit of ourselves in everyone sometimes,
A little bit of jagoff in everyone.
Yeah, but out of all those things, honestly, I would eat like at the next I think the May 11th tailgate, I will be out there. I'll have a strawberry, I'll have a cherry, I'll have a chocolate chip cookie.
We're gonna line up a row of food for Tony to try.
There's one thing that I didn't even mention that I just will not eat. and it's hilarious because I love tacos, and beans are not any refried beans or pinto beans or any beans.
I can excuse that more.
Chili,
Yeah.
I can't have a bean in my chili if I just see it, but all that other stuff,
Tony, don't worry about the beans, man.
Oh wow, he
Oh, did
froze
he
when you
froze
said his
again?
name. You did that. That was
I
a
did
spell
that.
that you cast.
Tony, freeze.
He's on a really good frame too.
Nobody screen cap that,
Fucking
please, for the
mouth
love of
wide
God.
open.
Nobody take a picture of this. Nobody remember this as a moment that happened, please.
Oh shit.
I'm certainly not screenshotting this at all by any
Well,
means.
This is what you get for going 5 minutes over.
He died again.
Yeah.
It was the idea of trying any of those new things that killed him. It really did him in.
Well, we can plug his shows for him and get the fuck out of here.
We can. You can see Tony on the Hookup on Music. It's, I believe, usually every Wednesday or Tuesday. Does a great job of that. He hosts most of the shows are by himself, and it's ridiculous that he's able to just talk about music the way he does and by himself. I've been a guest on that show.
He's very knowledgeable.
Mm-hmm. Stu, you've been a guest on that show too, right?
I have, yeah.
Yep.
And I got halfway through explaining to him my musical background, and there's going to be a part 2 at some point.
Hell yeah. And then Friday nights, they do At the Show Pod. Yumper and Tony both host that show together. I've been a guest on that show as well. It's a very fun time on Friday. Go really deep dive into specific movies. They have other people to do small segments with them. It's really fun. A lot of stuff Sadistic Penguin does is a lot of fun. So if you haven't gone over there, checked out their stuff, please do. Follow Tony on Twitter. He's at the Sugar Baggy. Follow Hookup on Music. Follow At the Show Pod if you aren't already. For all sports scene side of things, Thursday we will have Askcast, and I think that's all we got.
And on Thursday you can once again pay me $5 to do a shot of Screwball.
You can pay Stu $5 to a shot of Screwball live on air. He will do that.
It's gonna be a shit show.
Well, oh,
You back?
hey,
It's fine.
Man, if you liked the video on the first time I went out, man, you should have heard what I said that fucking second time.
we just got done plugging your stuff. For you.
We did your whole job for you. So
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody. Thank you, Tony, again for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody who commented along, and please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you guys on Thursday for Askcast. Bye bye.